Hello, second channel viewers. Every once in a while I get passionate about something, like randomly. I was just walking up my steps and excited because of a application that I've actually paid for. It used to be called BT Sync, but now it's called Resilio Sync. And it's so fucking useful that I have to tell you about it. This is not a paid for thing. I should charge after I make the video. That would be interesting. But if you've never heard of Resilio Sync, what the fuck's a Resilio? You've probably heard of BT Sync, or you've heard of BT, which is BitTorrent. Everyone knows what torrent files are. We know what torrent files do, right? We know what torrent files do. Very illegal things. But now let's imagine that they didn't do illegal things. They actually did legal and helpful things. So what BT Sync was, and what Resilio Sync is, and I'll link that in the description, is essentially it uses the torrent sharing technology where these four chairs all have a copy of Lord of the Rings, and I want a copy of Lord of the Rings, so I tell them I want a copy of Lord of the Rings, and all four of these chairs will send me bits of the movies until I have it. So even if that one's got a slow connection, that one's got a fast connection, it's like, I get Lord of the Rings. And if I have Lord of the Rings, and another chair, or a fucking speaker, or goddamn, my pressure washer, is like, hey, I want a copy of Lord of the Rings, now those four chairs and me share to that. Now, using that sort of technology, that's how illegal file sharing happens. You know, I want a TV show, someone hosts it, only one person needs to have a copy, then two people have a copy, then five people have a copy, then everyone has a copy. Now, imagine using that for good. And I mean like legal good, and I mean not just legal good, I mean, I've been using it for years, and I don't know, I just never came, I didn't have a second channel to do a video on it. So what Resilio Sync now does, I have it installed on this computer, and it's an application that runs on your computer or on your NAS. I have my NAS sitting down there, and it is a Docker app. And it's all broken because I use a high contrast mode. And that's the one thing I'm going to say is, if you use a high contrast mode, everything looks like it's missing shit. That's fine. Because we can go to the one on here, which is the one that's running off my NAS, and I can show you what it's doing. So very recently, the one that I've had it syncing, here's what it does. All right, here's what it does. My music collection, my absolutely 100% legally downloaded music collection. I have it. I have it here. That's not safe enough. So what I did, since my brother likes music, because this doesn't have to be done locally, it can be done over the internet, over the whole world, it's BitTorrent, is my brother, I generated a key. What happens is you install the application here, your brother or something installs the application there, you say, I want to share this folder. Full read and write or just read only. I wish there was just a write only. The Resilio people, if you're watching, if you found this video, because no one does a video on Resilio Sync, please, a write only function would be amazing, so that you could have like a collection and then have this computer connect and just send it files. Just send, don't give me. So all my music was on my computer here, was on my brother's computer in New York, and I had that silver laptop that I had a 1 terabyte hard drive in it. I'm like, I got this so I could take it places and use my music, but all my music's on my NAS. And you know, streaming, forget streaming exists for a second, because we're just going with like raw data. If I wanted to play FLAC, I would, you know, if I didn't have internet access, I would need it. So what happened is Resilio Sync was installed on a laptop, my brother's computer in New York, and on my NAS. And I shared a key. I'm not going to actually show you my FLAC key, because if I showed you the FLAC key, how do I show you the FLAC key? Hold on. Oh yeah, you just go to share. If I go to like share, I'm going to back way the fuck up. So you have permissions. I don't have to show anything here. You have read only, read and write, which means if my brother downloads an album of some terrible, nostalgic Polish music, and on read and write, I'd get that too. And if I download, you know, the greatest collection of Weird Al, he gets that too. So read and write is, you got to be careful with it. Unless you're paying for it, in which case you get selective sync, which is really the only reason to pay for the pro version, is that you can literally get a list of what that person has. You don't have to have it all. You could see the Poco music and be like, no. The problem with selective sync is you have to actively go and look to get anything new, or actively go and send it. So I don't want to do that. So you have the choice of read only, write only, or owner. What does that mean? See, that's a weird thing. I've never seen the owner tab. And then you have, you know, new peers, invite must be approved. So if you send it out, what I'm going to do in this video, if you go into the description of this video, I'm going to actually create a share for all of you. and I'm going to make it read-only, because fuck you, I don't want you, because if I made it read-write and shared it in the link of this video, in the description of this video, anything you put in your folder that you set would come to me. And that I cannot have, because God knows what kind of weird, terribly illegal shit you guys would just have magically appear on one of my hard drives. No. Be careful with this. This is a very powerful and very dangerous piece of software if you don't use it right. But you get the options for security of need to approve new links, which I'm not going to do if I'm sharing it on the internet. It's 500 approvals. I can always just shut it off too, since I'm the creator. So here's the thing though, if I'm the creator and I create a share and then I decide to leave, it doesn't destroy the network. Those 1,700 other people who have it, they can still do whatever they want, except I'm doing read only. If it was read write, you could do that. Like if you did a music sharing initiative, which would be probably very illegal, don't do that. And you have a link expiry date 3 days, and the link can be used how many times. That might be something I include. I might say, make this link only able to be used 100 times. So it'll generate an actual long URL. And you'll click it on whatever computer on it. It'll be like, hey, do you have sync? If you say no, it says download. You don't need to pay for it to use it. It has some other limited features. Really, I don't even know what they are. I've never encountered it where I just like the program so much. I paid like the $30 for a lifetime, and it gives me selective sync. So you just do that. You copy it, or you can email it. Or if I back way the fuck up, way up, there's a QR code, and you could just literally copy paste a QR code. So I might. How could I use that in my new merch endeavor? I'm doing merch, by the way. Merch is coming. This is a small channel. No one's watching. My friend Tristan out in Ohio is like, look, I got tons of free time. I got a place right down this block for me that makes t-shirt prints. Do you want me to manage your merch store? And he's young and excited, and he's got a kid, and he needs extra money. So I'm like, fucking do it. I wonder if we could put QR codes on the shirts that would then lead to like a sharing thing. I don't know how it would work. It's very, I don't know how to promote this properly yet. Like I can't just throw all my movies in there because that's go to prison. But I could certainly share like secret videos. I'd love to get you guys doing your own thing, like your own shares, because that's the beauty part, Rich. If you share something, you only have to upload it once. You only have to upload it once for the second person to have it. And then the third person tries to join, you only got to upload it half. And then that third person gets it. And then you have 3 of you, so you only got to upload it a third to have a 4th person. Hell, you could just disconnect at that point because there's other people sharing amongst themselves. And using it here on my network, my original use for it was wallpapers, because I had 2 computers I used to do reviews on. I had my vertical computer, which is still over there, which still has BT Sync running, and I had my living room computer where I did my 4K videos on the 50-inch TV. And I didn't have a NAS at that point. This is pre-NAS. If I had a NAS, it would have been just put it on the NAS and everyone just pulls everything off the NAS. This is when I only had 2 individual computers. If you have a network attached storage, this isn't quite as important because you could just access from there. However, that was the first use. It was, okay, all my wallpapers that I generated, if I'm sitting at my big computer upstairs with the 40-inch 4K and I'm editing wallpapers and I save them to that computer, it would then get copied somewhere else. If you deleted something, it would go into an archives hold position. It wouldn't be completely deleted. If you delete something on the client, the server end, the client end goes, this file doesn't belong in this folder anymore, but I'm not going to delete it. I'm going to move it to the hidden .sync folder into the archive. So I can actually go and see everything I've ever deleted until I go in there and actually actively delete it. So you might want to know that for purposes. What gets me excited about it today, in fact, you can see I installed it. I didn't have Resilio Sync on my computer here, which this computer is this little baby guy here, the little Lenovo. And I'm going to admit to it, I don't know if it's a character flaw or maybe it's awesome, but I'm a photographer in TV and anime. I just posted to the Twitch fam. I sit there and I hover my finger over the F5 key while watching TV shows and anime. If I see big old anime titties, I hit F5. If I see an awesome fucking wall, like landscape, if I'm in like a very, very depthy part of a show and I take pictures of instead of picking up a camera and actually taking pictures of amazing parts of movies and shit, I will just screenshot constantly. And it's gotten to the point now where I had like 1,000 screenshots. Hold on. We've got this. Where are they? So Just cool scenes from fucking shows I love. Who remembers that scene in Zombieland Saga? It's irrelevant what I'm doing and why I'm doing here. Vivi, you got Vivi. Vivi, what's this? And it names it all when you do a screenshot of Media Player Classic. Tensor and Nikki. Oh, this is Slime. I can't be too certain because there has been some other things that have been like there. Like, how could I not have this screenshot of the epic of Slime sitting there? So I watch shows in multiple locations around the entirety of my house. I have actually 3 computers I watch TV shows on. And if I'm down here, nice motorcycle, if I'm down here watching something on the projector and I'm like, Jesus, that looks fucking amazing, screenshot. And then I go upstairs where I watch, actually I can completely ignore this and leave. Let's go to the other computers that have it. What I'm basically doing is I made a new share on my NAS. The NAS had no screenshots on it. Checking things. The NAS had no screenshots on it. I made a screenshots folder in the NAS. I said, hey, Resilio sync, this is a new share folder, read and write, which is why I'd like a write only. Because if I watch stuff on this computer, then I hit a screenshot button, it goes into my pictures folder. My old silver computer here, this used to be the home theater PC. In fact, it's still named that. For 5 years in my old apartment, this was what ran to the projector. This is what ran to my living room. Everything I've ever watched is on here. Every screenshot. So I have that one. I've got the big computer downstairs. And I've got my active, this is where I watch TV shows now, in the sunroom. And just having screenshots, because you don't think you could set the screenshots to save to a remote place. So I had them save to their local folders. And now I've got Resilio sync taking every single screenshot from every single place and putting them on the NAS in a single backed up location. Because it's kind of like if I go on vacation, you want to back up your pictures. I consider screenshots like my vacation pictures of watching TV. Right? Is that something that I should go to a doctor about? Probably. The problem is you only have read or read and write. Those are the 2 things. So that means if I had 27 screenshots on the big computer, the main gaming computer, that's fine. Put those in the folder. I had 4,000 on that computer, and I put those in the folder. But now those 4,000, since I can only do read and write, are now on this computer as well. So every computer now has a perfectly speedy, in fact, let's, I was doing a test with Dress Up Darling. All right, so let's see. Perfect. There, wait, no. That scene. What do we got going on over here? Anything terrible? No? Cool. Did I minimize it? You suck, Zeos. Where am I? Oh, that's a whole thing. That's a whole parsec thing going on there. So let's go to the actual, well, I can go to my actual pictures folder on this computer. Make sure nothing's loading, that's stupid. All right, so here is this computer's pictures folder. Here's all the screenshots I've ever taken. Don't look too closely at them. If I just hit F5, because I'm running Media Player Classic, and we come here, and I cover those 2, it shouldn't take more, there it is, it's already there. That's how fast it went. Saved it saved to that computer, and Resilio sync is constantly monitoring and went, this is new, give it to the group. And every computer now has it. So now how can you use that? Because it doesn't have to be fucking screenshots of anime, that's bullshit. Think about how productive you can be. They sell it as a productivity tool. Someone like Linus, I hate fucking mentioning Linus, but he does have a lot of shit he does, which is a little crazy. If you're working on a project that requires you to have like 100 gigs of files, and your friend in fucking southern Spain needs to have those same 100 gigs of files, that's the perfect fucking problem. You just set it up, there, you save a new file in, and it goes, oh, there's a new file, and start sending it. If you change and modify it, I'm not sure if it would then archive the old one. Like I've never actually used it for productivity work like that, but think about how fucking useful that would be. How insanely useful that would be. It's a great fucking, the fact that it uses torrents is great too, because if you have like 25 people to share with, once one person has it, then 2 people have it. And those two people can share to the third and third to the fourth until there's very little bandwidth being used. That one person who started it doesn't need to be there. Whatever I put, I'm going to put like a hello world.txt in a folder and share it in a Resilio sync link in the description. And then, I don't know, every time, if I want to just share things with my audience, like actual hard copies of files, and I didn't want to go uploading them to fuck, because that's what you're avoiding. We're avoiding the cloud. We are the cloud. You become the fucking cloud. Torrents don't rely on the cloud. Torrents rely on every single motherfucker that seeds around the whole world. It's a wonderful community effort to get TV shows and anime. When it first started, when Torrents first started in like the early 2000s, that was magic. That was our Woodstock. We were hippies, man. Man, free love and music, man. You just gotta like love anime, man. You just do it. And Torrents allowed that to happen, because if 1,000 people wanted that same thing and they sat there for a little while, then another 1,000 people could have it. So how do we use this? How do we harness this technology for good? And you can see how I'm doing it in my local network, which is my music is in several places and my wallpapers are in several places and all these screenshots are now in several places. What would you do with it? How can you use it? I'm sure someone watching this is like, huh, you know, I've got a computer I keep in my garage and a computer I keep in my house. And I really can't read off the network fast enough in the garage because I'm on wireless. But if it just automatically copied fucking game files, just have a complete Steam backup. Just everything you've ever saved, everything you've ever done on a computer could just be somewhere else. And it's just share this, and then you set the permissions, and then you hit go, and you get a link or a QR code, and you put another machine and go. I have it on my phone. It doesn't work as well. There is a Resilio sync on my phone. In fact, I haven't run it in like a forever. Just minimize. Where is it? Where's sync? Sync. It's just called sync. And ideally, this was to connect to FLAC so that I had a folder. And here's the crux. I have a FLAC folder with 40 bajillion gigabytes. Obviously, I don't want 40 gajillion gigabytes on my phone. So I made a separate folder. And the thing is, you have to put the actual files that you want to sync in that folder. So if I had 40 gajillion gigabytes, but I want to have 4 gigs of FLAC on my phone, that folder then has to take copied files, put them in that folder called phone share or something, phone FLAC share that folder to sync with this onto the SD card. And then whenever I run this app and hit go, it syncs. If there's something new, it syncs. I could set that to read only because I don't need the phone to write. The phone's never going to get new music on it. It would be a read only code. But you could just say, I should really do that with my wallpapers, because I use the wallpapers that I use as my backgrounds here. They're on the SD card. And they're the ones that I use for reviews. And every once in a while, I make new ones, or I have someone paid to make new ones, or I make new ones, and I want them on the phone. So what I would do is I would set up the sync, which I actually try to get Plus Messenger stuff pulled off, but I would set up the sync. Here's everything that's in my FLAC folder. I should set up a sync so that I can get the wallpapers. Just like I'll have a folder, it'll be labeled, this is your phone sync wallpaper. Don't fucking fuck with this. 17 new files, copy, paste. They stay on my NAS or they stay on a computer. Because that's the thing, it doesn't have to be a NAS. It could be anything. It could be the fucking phone only. You could have just phones sync, I'm pretty sure. That'd be fucking wild. Every picture, oh my God. Why don't I have it set to download every picture I take? Because it would kill my battery, probably. I haven't seen how... The phone is flaky. The phone app is flaky. If they straighten it out, and I think that's got to do per phone, like if the Wi-Fi shuts off, when the screen shuts off, things like that. You don't want it to murder your battery, so I don't have it set to run constantly. Will this play in here, by the way? Oh, just once. Come on, phone. My phone is not liking everything that's going on currently. Great. I just closed that, it didn't stop, so I'll have to mute that. But the power of this, the power of sharing, it's literally the biggest hippie fucking thing ever. The power of sharing. You can just have files be somewhere else. In fact, if I had to pick a sponsor for my videos, it would be seedhosts.eu, Seed Bear Host. I forget. I'll link that in the description as well, even though God knows what YouTube does with seeding sites. So let's say I want to download a perfectly legal copy of a free program that's, 2 hours long with surround sound on it. Everyone's like VPN. Suck my VPN dick is basically what I'm going to say right now. VPNs are hot trash. I hate them. People use them. They're slow. So if you're specifically looking to just not have that sort of proper, completely legal program download data go across your ISP, like we all completely legally download like programs that are movies and TV shows. If you wanted to avoid that, you buy what's called a seed box. My friend Cheese definitely didn't tell me about this years ago, and I ignored him, and now I'm paying for it. So anyway, I pay $78 a year to have a server in Holland download everything I need. You know, I just click a magnet link, and it's like, boop, it's there already. It's magic. And then Resilio Sync is on seedhost.eu. They have it pre-installed on your server, and you just have to turn it on. And what you do is I turned it on, and I turned it on my NAS, and I said, hey, NAS, whenever there's something new on this place in Holland, get it. And it does. I literally click a magnet link for perfectly legal things that are definitely I paid for, and it opens up a text window, and then I close that window, and then I don't see anything happen. And somewhere in Holland, a thing downloads perfectly legally on like 100 megabit connection, and then Resilio Sync at 10 megs a second, because that's what the actual server host site is limited to, just brings it here. Just bring it on here. Brings it here, and it just ends up in my downloads folder. It's magic. Fucking magic. Just magically appears there. I didn't have to do anything. I click link and it's there. That's how it's supposed to work, but now it just happens thousands of miles away, and then it's here. Because my ISP, I don't want them judging me for how much I love free Napster programs like that. So just don't see it, because it's just Resilio Sync is BitTorrent. It's the BitTorrent protocol, but it's whatever secure data is coming across. The end. That's the end of this rant video. I like these. They're free flowing. I could just say whatever I want. I could talk about shitty fucking problems with my driveway and anime waifu wallpapers and screenshots. It's amazing. By the way, CRT review coming. Fucking CRT review coming. Perfect. Anyway, I'm done. Enjoy. I would love to share all the screenshots. I could literally share my screenshot share that I made. I could literally share that. Make copy, because you can copy the read and write code or just the read code. And then everyone watching this video who clicks that link would have 7,925 files just appear in their fucking computer. Just out of the fucking thin air. And I would have to upload every one of them first. But after that, everyone uploads them and everyone downloads them. Everyone uploads it until everybody's got it like that. The beauty, the actual beauty of fucking BitTorrent. The magic that is that fucking mesh network system of just everyone's getting it. And it's unfortunate that, I have nothing to share with you. Sound demos, I don't want to do you know what? I could do wallpapers. I could do my actual wallpapers, because I had it previously set so that if you join my Patreon and subscribe, so you get access to all the wallpapers. But I didn't draw them. I'm not the artist. I should not put it behind any paywall. I just wanted to have a place where, if you're a patron, it's like an extra benefit. But fuck that. I'm gonna sort out my wallpapers folder. There's a couple that are not safe for work. I wanna make sure those are not in there. And if you wanna have a copy of every single wallpaper I've ever used in a review, look how cool the sun looks. Click the link in the description. That's it. And I'll make it read only. And whenever I am done with wallpapers, I just move them to a done folder. I have a folder called done. So that means I'm gonna have the only problem I could foresee with this, is I already have the wallpapers syncing. So how do I have those wallpapers? Because there's other subfolders in there that I don't want to sync to the public. I could do, I could do just the 16:9 ones instead of the vertical ones, but the vertical ones are so good. We'll see. I'm going to sync something in the description. Click it. See what happens. If it doesn't happen, then I chickened out. But I want to share something with everyone, and I want to see that number, because I'll be able to see how many peers are in the group. And I would love to see 150 people all just BT syncing something interesting. I'm too big of an anime freak to not just share anime shit. And I just try to look, did you see any anime stuff? You see any anime stuff right now? No, you don't. because it's hidden in my cabinet. Hi, girls. See, that's fine. You could be a weeb all you want. Just cover it with a facade of normalcy. Anyway, I'm done with this Resilio sync passionate rant. It's a passionate rant. I usually do these things on like live streams, but fuck it. Let's do them right here, right now. And there's no release schedule. I don't know when the next one of these will come out. When I got to talk about something or complain about something, or I'm ready to have a cooking channel. I think I was trying to be too constructive, like a cooking channel for cooking videos, an unboxing channel for unboxing videos, or a review channel for reviews. This second channel, if I like something, I'm just gonna fucking talk about it. I want to talk about anime, I'll shut this off, I'll turn it back on, I'll talk about fucking anime. Because no one does that shit from the headcam perspective. Hell, I might even show my face in this fucking channel. But anyway, I hope Resilio Sync helps one of you do something. Just something. Think about like your parents. Like your parents have all these pictures that you want to get, and they keep adding pictures. Just go to your parents who are old. They won't know what's going on. Install Resilio Sync. Tell it to sync with your fucking house. In fact, if you set it to read and write, if you deleted a picture, it would go into the archive. They won't know what an archive is. They wouldn't even see it there anymore. Put your whole kid's computer on there. See everything they're downloading. Don't do that. That feels scummy. If I was a kid, I would figure that shit out and I'd burn my parents' house to the ground. But yeah, no, this is it. This is a Resilio Sync review or passionate rant. It's one of the best applications I've ever used. Maybe I'll do more of these like software-driven ones, because it's really not how the software itself is okay, except for that it doesn't work with, you know, high contrast themes, but the functionality, when it's working, when it's not the phone and sort of jank. The jank phone thing is sort of jank. When it's not the phone jank, it's great. It's great. It fucking works great. And I'll see you whenever I feel like.